This is what's been in my backpack for pretty much all of 2022. Every time I go out and adventure in Alaska, hiking, camping, flying, kayaking, all of that, this is the stuff that I take with me. I mean, there's some new stuff in here, but yeah, pretty much. And actually, this is the stuff I've been traveling around the United States with when I go to work in other states. So to start off with, this is the Think Tank Mind Shift 26L, which is one of my favorite backpacks. I also have the 18L and I also have the 36L, but this one, the 26L, is by far my favorite. It's the most comfortable backpack I've used when I've been hiking for what seems like days on end, or when I've been traveling on airplanes and stuff. It's just fantastic. It's a great size, it fits lots of stuff, and it protects the gear really well. Next up, and very important, is still the Peak Design carbon fiber travel tripod, which is by far my favorite tripod that I've ever had for traveling, because it's so small and so light, but it's just the right size that I can have it fully extended and be able to use it standing up. And although I'm a little tall, it does work really well for that. Next is the camera that I've been using for basically since it came out, which is the A7 IV. I still love the A7S III. It's what I'm filming this on now. But the A7 IV is a fantastic all-around photo and video camera, and so it is the camera that I take with me all of the time because it's just fantastic for pretty much everything that I shoot. And yeah, it's been great. On this right now, I have the 16 to 35 G lens, which I really love. The other lens I take with me everywhere is the 24 to 105 G. It is fantastic. I love it. It's probably one of the most versatile Swiss Army knife lenses out there. And if I can only take one lens, this is the lens I take with me. If I'm like really paring down, then this is fantastic. Great image quality. It's just really versatile, really durable lens. And yeah, I really like it. Got freewheel variable NDs for pretty much all the lenses that I take with me, just because, yeah, they're good quality, and they're fairly inexpensive for what you get. On the topic of lenses, I have a pocket in here, or an area in here that's generally open, and that's where I take gear with me that I'm testing or reviewing. And lately that's been the Tamron 50 to 400, which is also a really cool lens. The review might be live by the time this video goes live, but yeah, this has been a really fun lens, and it has gone with me a lot of places. Audio is super important, and so I take two different things with me. One of these, actually I don't think I've reviewed either one of them, but we'll start with this, which is the system I'm using right now, the DJI wireless mic. I absolutely love this. It is fantastic and super versatile. It's just absolutely great. I've shot interviews with this. I've used this in all kinds of nasty, horrible weather conditions, and it is great. Even right now, the wind is blowing pretty strong, but doesn't really affect it because it got the little fuzzy thing on here. And yeah, it's been really fantastic. So DJI wireless mic I take with me everywhere. And then the other thing I've been taking with me everywhere that I got recently is this, the Sony ECM B10. I freaking love this microphone. It plugs on the top of the camera. It's super easy to use. And yeah, put it in auto. I put it in the directional mode. And then sometimes if it's super noisy, I'll put it in the noise canceling mode. But a review on this will be coming. But this is an awesome little microphone for $250. So this has been going with me absolutely everywhere. And then I have both an on-camera mic or a wireless mic, depending on the type of work that I'm doing. So then just coming down from the camera, we've got the variable NDs, which have a rubber backing, or the lens caps, and then the NDs for the Mavic 3, which is the drone that I've been taking with me everywhere. I also take with me a GoPro and an extra GoPro battery because you never know when you're gonna need a B camera or just a little camera. I use this for filming behind the scenes quite a bit. And I also have been carrying, this is the Aperture MC, the color light from Aperture, which has been really fantastic. So you never know if you're gonna need a little light. Sometimes I take a Lume Cube 2.0 with me, just if I'm gonna be out in really harsh weather, I'll take one of those instead. I always have an extra battery with me because, or two sometimes, and a Garmin GPS because, yeah, I've helped to rescue a few people now, and Garmin just seems to be really handy for when you need it. And if there's ever an emergency, I want to be able to make sure I can communicate with the outside world when I'm in places where there are no cell phone towers, and that seems to happen a lot. Coming down the side here, I've got a couple of extra Mavic 3 batteries. I usually take 3 batteries with me everywhere, no matter where I'm going. And of course, I have the Mavic 3. Now I have 2 Mavic 3s. One is the Cine version that I use a lot for work, and then this is just the standard version that I do a lot of stuff like, you know, what you see on the channel. I love the Mavic 3 because of the versatility. It's great flight time, fantastic image quality, and it's just a really solid drone. I either use the RC Pro or the DJI RC. Lately I've been using the DJI RC because it's lighter weight and it does a great job. I really, yeah, pairing this with the Mavic 3 has been fantastic. And I don't feel like I lose enough functionality because I can still control the aperture. Everything that I really need is on here and accessible. So I've been using that a lot lately for stuff like this. For professional stuff, I definitely still use the RC Pro. And then of course we have the pockets up here, which in this pocket, I take things with me like extra SD cards, SD card adapters, little micro SD cards, which you can see here, just, you know, in case I need them, gray cards, and then this, which also has some adapters and some micro SD cards. I have way too many micro SD cards and regular SD cards, but you never know when you're going to need extra memory cards, so these have been really handy. In here is where I also keep the fuzzies for the DJI wireless mic. I keep an extra CF Express Type A card, and these sticks for the controller here, the RC controller, which I really like the longer sticks because it just gives you a finer level of control, so I keep those in there. And then I also keep some stuff for, you know, lens cloths and stuff like that. Down here, I keep an extra cable for the DJI wireless mic, and I keep an air tag, and I also keep, where is it? There it is. And I also keep the little cap for the flash, the hot shoe in the Sony cameras, because if that gets wet, water gets in there, it really does not go well. Next, you're going to want to watch this video right here, which goes through some gear that I think is essential for solo creators. I'll see you over there in that video. As always, if you have questions, ask me in the comments below, or join my live stream, which happens Wednesday nights at 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern, most of the time, if I'm not out in the middle of nowhere or traveling. See you again soon in the next video. Cheers.